Hello! I pushed the button and I'm live now. This is stream 136. Forgot to close the little thing there. Anyway, this stream is about making a multiplayer RPG game. And we're in phase 1 still. Been in phase 1 for a pretty long time. Phase 1 is actually setting up the platform on which the game will be built. So my stream is about writing things mostly from scratch because that's what I enjoy doing. I like to get into the core of things programming wise and understand how things work, and so I end up like having a lot of fun implementing protocols, for example, that most people will just pick up a library that already does it for them. So this game stuff is not an exception to that. So I'm spending a lot of time creating almost from scratch all the different systems that you would need to have to make a multiplayer game online. And the game command that just typed there brings you to my public notebook with more information on what I plan to put into the game. And phase 1, as I said, is just setting up the platform on which the game will be built. Phase 2 will be, once I have a platform up and running, I will actually be switching over to doing game dev, which is something I've never done before. So that will be interesting. So, when do we transition from phase 1 to phase 2? Well, I have a Trello board I've been playing around with using for this organization of this stuff. And the milestone here, get game servers up onto AWS. That's Amazon Web Services, which is a cloud platform. Has all of the key prerequisites. Right now I'm working on completing the basic moderation tools. And next I'll be handling the email system, then doing some penetration avoidance and some legal stuff, some optimization, some configuration stuff, some unfinished business with other features that I worked on in the past. And then once all these are checked off, I'm going to be trying to make a real push to put this online. So when it goes online and we're in phase 2, the game will be open for my viewers to log into, but there won't really be any game yet. However, what I'm going to try to make one unique part of my game is that it will be tied heavily into my Twitch stream, and the game will be evolved live on stream. So you'll be able to log in day 1 of phase 2, and probably things will just break, and you'll see me fixing them. After I get it pretty stable for other people, we will start building things in the game. So we'll be building game systems, we'll be building game interfaces, game mechanics, and to approach something along the lines of an RPG, retro 2D style RPG. If you know of the Ultima series, for example, Ultima 5, which I really enjoyed playing when I was a kid, it will hopefully be that kind of a game, only multiplayer. I'm trying to set a target as something that I can reasonably be able to do alone. Since I'm not a great artist, I want to not spend so much time on the art, but spend most of my time just setting up the game to actually work, and then try to focus on content. So we'll see how that goes. Another aspect of my game that I hope will make it unique will be that I want to have radical changes to the UI as the player moves from one area of the game to another. So similar ideas from other games might be in the game Evoland. As you progress through the game, the interface progresses from grayscale Game Boy type 2D to color, and then finally to 3D. And there are elements of, I think it was Mario Galaxy, but I still haven't looked that up to make sure. There was one of those Mario games where you were going through a zone, you go through a pipe, and all of a sudden you're 2D Mario from the original Mario Brothers. So, and then you exit that and you're back to 3D Mario. So that kind of an idea. And for my game specifically, a couple things. You might go from a 2D grid to a hex grid, or I mean, you might even have just things shuffle around, or things glitch, or something to almost break the third wall, so to speak, where the not just events happening in game, but also events happening to the interface of the game as well. So we'll see how that goes. So I have some notes here to describe basically the very high level architecture. The game will be played in the browser. That's what I refer to as a client, and it'll connect over the network to the game servers. The game servers are a cluster of servers. Each one has the same state, and they talk to each other to maintain consistency or consensus. And there's another server behind that that's maintaining that they're started or stopped at the right times. Within each of these servers, there are various pieces. So as you see me work, this diagram might be helpful. Like, for example, if I'm working on the executor, that's this piece here, which is taking commands written to the game journal and executing them, so changing the game data or the game configuration or other things in the database, and then sending callbacks up to the rest of the system. If I'm working on coordinator, this is the messenger of the system. It receives messages through WebSockets, through the web interface, and translates them to commands to the game or just responses to return current game data. So let me know if you have any questions. I have many systems of the game that I've been working on so far. I have clustering system, persistence, a little bit of the versioning system I did, a bit of the security system, and right now I'm working on the moderation system, which is down here. I suppose I should move this up since I really am doing that first. So now it's more in order of what I've done and then what I have yet to do. I feel that this moderation system is important because when I put my game online on the cloud, I can receive a lot of cooperative players, but I can also receive a lot of trolls, and I need to have tools in place to deal with that. So the things you would expect an online game to have: bans, player reporting, censoring, that kind of thing, timeouts. So I'll show you what I have so far in the moderation system. So here's the administrator's point of view. If whenever you create a new account in the game, it actually auto creates a new player ticket where a moderator or the admin can come through and either approve the name or request a name change or just ban the user. So this will hopefully allow us to catch people picking bad words or reserved words for usernames in lieu of having an automatic system, which we can't depend on just an automated censor system to do this. So in this case, it's showing that a new account was created. Here's the account name, Raimu, and an admin approved it and closed the ticket. Now let's say Raimu, who's now logged in here, has trouble in the game. We have a mechanism we've been working on where this is just functional but not cleaned up yet. There's no form. Right now, functionality is more important than form, so I have the mechanisms in here, but I haven't made the pretty user interface for it yet. So, for example, here we're going to make a new ticket saying, I'm stuck in a well, help me. So we open the ticket, it shows up for the player so that they can look at the status of their ticket, and we can see the notification. There's going to be like a toast or a pop-up right down here. I just put it here for now, where you can say, okay, it was created. And then let's say an admin now sees that issue. They can do something about it, like, I'll teleport you to safety. And they open the ticket, right? It means they're working on it. The player sees, oh, it's been updated, and they can come back here and click on it and say, oh yeah, the admin is going to teleport me to safety. Thank you. Right? And then the admin sees that shows up, says, you're welcome, and does the teleporting, doesn't get the player out of their predicament, closes the ticket, player sees that are on their end. So that I've been working on, and there are a few things I need to add to it that are missing, and then some polish, and then I'll be able to move on to the next thing after this moderation system is going to be the email. So like, for example, if you forgot your password, you would be able to say, I forgot, request a password reset, and it will put into the game state. It doesn't actually show here. right? It puts into the game state a password reset token, and the system is supposed to send the email to the person's registered email address. And actually, I can show that if I show the game state. The game state is stored in a sequentially stored. Let me say this again. The game state is stored as a sequence of commands called a journal. Each server will have a copy of it. So if I can look at any of these 10, 11, 12, or the instance numbers, I can look at any of them. I can see the sequence here. And so every time I was playing around with that ticketing system, every time it did that, any change to a ticket, that's an update mod event. And the original report that there was an issue is this add mod event. Okay, so this last command that was done was setting a password reset token. So here's the token. So once I have the email system up, this token will be emailed to the user, and it'll be emailed to whatever they set for their email address. So right here, I didn't actually set one, but presumably if we had set one, it would email it to them, and they would come back in and set their password using a link that we give them, allow them to set their password. So I'll probably be working on that next. In the meantime, I'm just going to log in again and continue working on the moderation system. So and resize that a bit. Sounds about right. I want to be able to see this table without it being compressed. And so here's an idea of the next thing to work on, adding a lock mechanism. So by default, tickets are not locked. Allow moderators to lock or unlock a ticket. And when locked, don't allow players to make any changes. So, for example, if we have a troublesome player who we don't really want to ban them, but let's say they're just being annoying by spamming notes to a ticket, we might lock the ticket and close it and say, we've had enough. Please don't bug us anymore, or we'll ban you. And just locking the ticket would be a way to prevent further spam on the ticket. So I probably won't need this mechanism that much, but it shouldn't be too hard to add this, so I was going to just add it. After we do that, I thought about adding a filtering, because this list for the admin might get pretty long, and you might want to do things like only show the open tickets, or only show the tickets for a particular user, or only show a certain kind of issue, right? And that was all front-end work, because the backend sends all the tickets to the front end. The front end can do with it whatever it wants. And after I work on that, there's another kind of ticket I think I needed to have, where if we wanted to issue a player a warning, like let's say a moderator sees the player do something inappropriate and no other player takes the opportunity to flag them for inappropriate behavior, a mod might just, on their own initiative, add a notice. And that kind of ticket is two purposes. We might want to give, it might be that they didn't do anything wrong and we just needed to give them some information. Like we might see that a player is just doing the same thing over and over again, like they're frustrated and they haven't opened a ticket. We might pass them a hint saying, we see that look like you're stuck. Here's a little hint if you want it. So that's one way. And then the warning example, right? A moderator might say, please don't do that again or you'll get banned. And so that kind of ticket would be opened, and the player has the opportunity to append notes or close it or reopen it, just like any other ticket. And okay, this is a third thing I thought. You might use this system for mods to send tickets to each other to send notes. And that's if, let's say, two moderators don't know each other's email address, they don't have any other social contact. This would be a one way to pass messages between mods to coordinate. So we're going to add that. And then I needed to do this probably as I was writing those other systems, but it's sort of too open right now. Right now, if someone were to look at how this actually works on the network, I'll just refresh here. Oh, actually, I needed to refresh this end. So, for example, if they were to reopen the ticket and we're watching the network, looks like that. Reopen. What it actually does is it sends this message to the server. Player ticket change state, ticket ID 2, state open. So right now, if I were to like make it foobar here, the server would just blindly change the state to foobar instead of open, which is not a valid state we want to let players do in case players decide to make their own clients or plugins to the client or whatever. So adding restrictions on what kinds of values that can be used is something I want to have. Also, there's nothing right now that stops the player from just clicking this button over and over again. And every time they click the button, it's adding another game journal entry. So it's putting stress on the system. And it also is making another form of spam for the administrator. So if they were to look at this ticket, they'd see all these like open, close, open, close, open, close. And I mean, they're probably just going to ban the player, but it would be simpler to just have a restriction. So I'm thinking no more than like 5 transitions per minute, and also don't allow them to open like tons and tons of tickets. So that's just to short-term prevent spam. In the long term, a mod is just going to ban you if you abuse a system like this. That's what I'm going to be working on today. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I actually don't know if anyone's watching. Oh, if no one's watching, that's fine. I'm still working, whether or not people watch. I just don't know if you guys have any questions, or if this is going way over your head. I won't know. I also export this to YouTube, so there are our viewers who aren't watching this live. So, kind of recording a lot of stuff for them too. Okay, so we're going to start with the add lock mechanism. For this, there's back-end work, and the back-end is in C++. The front end here, you can see, is a React app, so it's JavaScript in the browser. So for back-end stuff, I like to use test-driven development with the Google Test framework. So there's links to that. I recorded like a half-an-hour video how to set it up, and it'll look a little bit backwards the way I work. I don't write the code to implement this lock mechanism. I first write a test that expects it to be there, and then I see that the test fails, and then I write the code to make the test pass. That's essentially what test-driven development is. And at the core of that, it's an iterative development cycle. So I don't write tests for the whole game or the whole moderation system. It's just one little step at a time. So, for example, I'm going to work on all these things, but right now I'm only going to add a test for lock. Later, I'll add tests for the new ticket type notice and then player restrictions. So I'm going to look into my test framework here for where the moderation system is, right? And here are all the tests that I have so far for the moderation system, and we're going to add a new one. So there are 2 aspects of this, right? Mods should be able to lock a ticket. Actually, I guess there are 3. We should check that by default tickets are not locked. Allow mods to lock and unlock, and then don't allow players to make changes when a ticket is locked. So today I feel like making skeletons for the tests that go with the lock mechanism together. And I'll do one test at a time. So this is new ticket unlocked by default. And then moderator can lock a ticket. And then the flip side of that is moderator. Actually, I don't have moderator role yet. Right now it's admin. Admin can unlock a ticket. What I call a moderator, in the long run, a moderator will be either the admin who has special access to the game, kind of like the super user, or a player who has been granted privileges, like in Twitch, a Twitch mod. Right now I don't have that latter designation, I just have admin, so that's what it is for now. And then players cannot modify locked ticket. Okay, so I'm going to mark these with to-dos so don't forget to actually implement them, but we'll just start with this first one. New ticket unlocked by default. So what we do is I'm going to copy the test, any one of these tests that actually opens a new ticket. How about this report an issue? So a player reports a new issue. Just copy and paste it, and this will allow me to show you how the tests are organized. So first there's a section that sets up the preconditions of the use case, and this is the use case, is that we do this, we're reporting an issue, and then assert is what side effects we expect. So in particular, this test is looking for the side effect that the ticket's unlocked. So the same setup and same act as the other test was doing, only we're going to change the side effect. And because I copy pasted some of these assertions, we don't need to repeat them. We can leverage the fact that the other test already tested these assertions. We can just reduce this down. Well, thanks for the follow, Rockberg. So we're going to get the journal entry. I don't need to do these expects or asserts because the other test does it. And I think we're going to just put it in that we expect another thing in here. Actually, hold on. Wait a minute. Maybe okay, if I add the lock thing, it's going to make this test fail because it's expecting an exact value for the ticket. Okay, so I'm just, yeah, I'll fold these together. So the requirement that it be unlocked by default will just fold into the other test. Actually, it's probably going to make me change a bunch of other tests as well. We'll find out. One thing I do, which is probably not the best, is that I have tests which are too sensitive. So like this, for example, this test is just a test that the flag player message is handled by the leader of the cluster. But this, all these things, the requirements of the ticket go a little bit beyond that. One part of cleaning up or refactoring this code might be to reduce the number of requirements here to just what we need. But for now, let's just keep it simple. So these are all the things we expected before in a ticket. Now I'm going to add a new one. Locked false. We're just going to expect that a ticket be unlocked by default. So building the code. The first build of the day takes a while, like 10 seconds instead of 2 or 3. Not quite enough time to take a sip of water. But anyway. I use another couple extensions to VS Code for this. And those are Catch 2 and Google Test Explorer. And then there's, let me close that. There's the Test Explorer UI. So those are really nice to have if you do C, C++ with Google Test in VS Code, because I can simply hit one button and it runs all my tests. It auto-discovers all of my tests just from information from the compiler, and then it gives me a quick readout that there was a failure, like I expected there. Hey there, Nui. How's it going? And I can tunnel into here and I can see the other things that broke. Actually, it looks like I had things that were broken from before. Let me just fix the one I'm working on right now. So when a test fails, you can click it, and it's not always the prettiest, but you can see what was expected and then what it actually was. And I just happen to know that what we expected included a locked false, and the actual content doesn't have it. So that's the problem. Got a runny nose. Oh no. I'm sorry. These colds are going around. It's like everyone's getting them. So, rest well, get plenty of fluids, take it easy. Okay, so we're going to add that, basically, to make the test pass again. Which would be where? I think I can just search for that and find out. That'll assist me to find out where it is. Yes, here it is. So when something is added, looks like I'm going to have to do it for every kind of message. Is that right? Yeah. So we'll have to add it for every kind of message. So locked, false. And then right now there are 2 other kinds of... I guess I can actually search for this. Wherever that command is created, we'll add the locked false. That's when it's executed. There's when we create it when a player is flagged. There's where we create it when a issue is reported. I should probably refactor. This is a sign that I should probably refactor. See how when I click those two methods, they're pretty much exactly the same, only with slight differences. So the things that are the same ought to be put into common code, like maybe a template or maybe a helper function. And the things that are different are they either need to be template arguments or things that are not in the helper. Right now, though, I'm going to keep it simple. I'll be sloppy a little bit, but I think I can get away with it for now. So here's the third kind of ticket that's opened. It's when someone creates a new player, we auto-open a ticket so that their name can be reviewed. So I think that's all I need to do. So I'll implement this and then I'll fix. Looks like I had a couple tests that broke from 2 days ago that I didn't notice. Okay, so I'm going to check that in. We're adding a lock field. Add locked field to tickets. Default unlocked. Okay, so what else broke here? Not the moderation system. Looked like something broke in the subscription system and in the command execution. Ticket update announced. Okay, let me look at that line number, 978 in subs test. What is this test doing? Ticket update announced. So the act is we're adding a note to one ticket, and we expect a ticket update. So what are we getting? Oh, we're getting more notifications. We're getting notification that the ticket was created in the first place. And then not one, but is that 2 updates? So that's an update. And that's why is it there twice? Huh. Why is it getting it twice? Oh, I wonder if this publish is calling that publish for me. No? Let me see it in the debugger, just to make sure I understand what I'm seeing. So that little convenient button I can press to get down here in the debugger, and then I can inspect admin, delegate context, text messages received. Okay, we only received 2 messages. I guess I was misreading the, I wonder what that means. I was misreading the error message. Hey there, Venikin. How's it going? Yeah, let's let that run. Let me look at the message again. Oh, the I'll get to it soon is just in there twice. I'm doing okay. Yeah, it's Friday. Time to relax soon, right? For all you guys in Europe, you're probably already at the end of your day. I'm just beginning. I'm gonna look at this one more time here. This is just difficult for me to parse. What if I take that, paste it here, and then say to VS Code, hey, that's JSON, and then please format it for me. It doesn't like, Oh, because that needs to be that. There we go. Oh, so it really is two messages. One is the up. Okay, we get two updates. Why do we get two updates? Interesting. They look like they're the same update too. Hey there, Slickver. Okay, see ya, Dries Jans. Slickver1, how are you doing? Hmm. Yeah, that is exactly the same. Why are we getting the same? Why are we getting two ticket updates? Interesting. Where that was in. I didn't pin that file. Okay, here it is. I think what I'll do is I'll put a breakpoint on the code which is actually sending that message, and then see where it gets hit. Announce ticket change. Yeah, let's go. Let's put a breakpoint there, and run the test again. Yeah, I agree. Fridays are good. Failed to start the debugging session. Why is it failing to restart the debugging session? I think my tools are already ready for the weekend. They don't want to work. Let's close VS Code and open it again. Server, subs. I forget which one it is. Let's run them all. This one. So run it in debugger. Okay, so here's the first place where it happens. When it gets executed, where? At this point, okay. That's correct. So where's the second place it got published? Go again. What? So it only sent one message, but we got two messages? Huh. Very strange. Let's try again. What is this? Why is my debugger getting confused? Subs. What? Huh. I wonder if this has to do with the update to VS Code. It updated yesterday, I think. Well, this is going to suck. I can only run the debugger once. This is going to be really annoying. Going to make me switch back to Visual Studio very soon. Yeah, I don't really feel like debugging an extension to VS Code right now, though. Okay, so another place I could catch this would be in the common for the text messages received. Right here. I don't know why it's stopping there. It's just completely hosed now. Clear everything. Restart. I wonder if I need to do a clean build. Doesn't take that long. Thinking about it. That would be under here, right? Clean rebuild. Permission denied because it's running, yeah. Oh, and I have the certificate thing going on too. While that's going, I'll fix their certificate thing. I'm using a self-signed certificate for testing, so fix that. I've been doing this local host. Just go directly to it. Actually, it has to be running for me to do that. I gotta wait for this to build, then I have to run the web request to okay the self-signed certificate, and then we can continue. Hey there, Corner Lord. Happy Friday. My tools are also having a happy Friday. They're refusing to work like they did yesterday. Good thing it only takes like a minute to rebuild everything. I think I'll also clear out the IntelliSense database while I'm at it. So that is here. I think I'm just going to blow away the entire directory. When this is done linking, any day now. There's other stuff I can do while I'm waiting. There's the demo that I sometimes show, the mock-up. Why is this in 2 windows? Did I end up running it twice? Huh, I guess so. Oh, no, I didn't. There... I have that. I copy-pasted it from the admin console. Yeah. Could try Clang, yeah. If I'm on Linux, I'd be doing Clang. This is still linking? Yeah, so the VS Code had an update the last couple of days. I'm wondering if it broke something. It makes me want to, if that's true, it makes me want to lock down the version and not let it auto-update. Is there an option to do that? I don't know if there is. It used to be you could explore the, actually there, if I do it this way, settings without JSON, let's see if there's some way to turn off updates. Manual, there we go. I might have to do that. I want to wait until it's stable though before I do that. Still linking? Will you be fine in your life if you won't learn C++? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would. There are a lot of things you can do that have nothing to do with C++. A lot of successful developers that just never need it. That's fine for your English to be broken. My English is broken a lot too. And that's my primary language. Wow, this is taking a long time. Makes me want to see what's going on and look for problematic processes. Is it the anti-malware service executable? I've seen that hit other people at times. This is my node stuff. DictGen, what is that? Oh, wait a minute. I know what that is. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's the password strength estimator. That takes 5 minutes to run. That's why I don't rebuild a whole lot. Yeah, well, it's almost been 5 minutes anyway, right? You probably waited out. I can start up other things. Hey, why don't I do my demo while we're waiting? That's probably already built, right? So if I go to here, yeah, let's run the demo. I'll show you guys a little mock-up of what I've been trying to do, and we'll have a special window for this. I need to npm start. Oh, it's still running. Okay, that's gonna take 3001. Okay, got it. So this is 3001. All right. So here's a little mock-up of what some of the things I wanted to put into my game, and I did it in about 5 days, and the graphics is one thing I wanted to experiment with, and I'm not a great artist, so I'm aiming at something very simple. So it's 2D tiles, discrete positions in the game. You move up, down, left, right, that kind of a thing. So this prototype was modeled after the game Gauntlet, which is an old Atari game. And so showing the graphics, it's drawn using Pixie.js in JavaScript, and something I can do. The communication with the backend server is through a WebSocket, and so we can see messages from the server every time something changes, where the server wants us to draw something different on the screen. And if I were to scroll down to the bottom and then move around, so you can see every time I change the input to the game, you see those green messages. Those are messages going from the client back to the server, telling the server about what movement keys are being held down or not, that kind of a thing. So this is a hint at what the graphics will look like at first in the game, and then I'll try to just get it more and more improved over time. But it's not going to be really fancy graphics because it's just me, and I'm not an artist. It's going to be a game that's evolving over time, so we'll have to give it some patience. If you're looking for an exciting, blow your mind away graphics, that's not going to be what we have at first, unfortunately. Okay, so pretty cool stuff. Thank you. This is built now. It's going to run it. I have to stop running this one. Run this one. Then this will come back up maybe. Okay, no certificate error for that. Which one had the certificate error? Was it this one? Oh, I'm going to have to relog in. No problem. We can relog in. And we're done looking at that. Actually, I'm not. Let me keep that around. Relog in. No certificate errors. I guess we're fine. Right, we're going to try to debug that thing again. Hopefully that... Oh, and I was going to blow away IntelliSense first. So close this. So blow away IntelliSense, which is basically destroy this folder. Run VS Code one more time, and hopefully now we've cleared out all of the whatever. If it wasn't something that broke in VS Code, it was probably something in the cache. So pick a kit, and it shouldn't need to build again. So when I hit build, it shouldn't actually build anything. No work to do. Good. Do you want some pixel art tutorial recommendations? Sure. I've been collecting those. There was one I got from Adam C. Eunice. It's in my personal notes, so let me take it off. And where did I put it? Ah, no. Hold on, let me find it. My personal notes are a bit of a mess right now. I should go through this and clean up my notes. Okay, here we go. Right, so Adam C. Eunice recommended to me that post there. And I haven't looked through it yet, but I do plan to. Hey, they're too African to eat. Interesting name. I think you've been here before, but I'm not sure. Welcome. All right, let's see if I can actually debug this again. Oh, wow. More stuff is failing. Didn't expect that. Okay, so let me set the breakpoint I wanted to try to catch that problem. Coordinator test common, and then it's receive text message, this one. So put it there and then just run this in the debugger. Okay, so I'm still getting that, so I might have to roll back to an old version of VS Code. That sucks. I don't even know how to do that yet. But anyway, can I still debug here? I can maybe look up the call stack. Oh, it's asynchronous. We actually don't know when it was received. But if I hit go again, yeah, it's hosed. Access violation. Really? Trying to connect to an instance? It shouldn't be. Okay. And I won't be able to debug this again, right? No, it's hosed. All right. Let me look and see how we roll back to the previous VS Code. Actually, screw it. I'm not going to use VS Code right now. This is pissing me off. I am going to switch to Visual Studio. Because dang it, I don't like it when my tools break like this. So to switch, stop that, and then we'll... Do I have a build directory yet? No, I don't. Make a build directory. Make generator Visual Studio 27... what is it? I forget. 15/2017. x64 dot I think. Hey, while reading OX RIMU F. Okay, good. Another one? Thank you. Let me clip that. Put it in my notes. I gotta start practicing my pixel art to get better. While that's going, maybe I'll do a little bit of looking up VS Code how to roll back. I just have to pick the one I want. Let me tag this for later. Why did I close my OneNote? I'm out of it today. I clipped the wrong one too. Look, what am I doing? That's what I wanted. Yeah, it wasn't that great. So that's why I do it outside of Visual Studio. So I did it from the command line there, and then I just run Visual Studio. It can take forever to run this, isn't it? And then I really only want to build a unit test, right? So we'll limit what I build just to this. So set that as a startup project. Just build that, please. My apologies for the font being infinitesimal in size. I think I had this set up where the code was at least viewable. Let me make sure. Let's pin that. Yeah, so this was at least readable. I forget which test failed, but we're going to be running it here anyway. Realm server, test realm server. I guess I got to wait for it to build first. Oh, it is somewhat small. The text down here is going to be hard to read. I don't know how to increase the size of this text in Visual Studio. But at least, hopefully the code you can read. Why? Why would it need that? They really need a... Oh, I think I have a dependency issue. So I will need to build everything? Fine. I mean, it'll take 5 minutes. Maybe I'll just let that thing go, and I'll while that goes, I'll struggle with VS Code a little bit more. I can at least run this to see which one it failed. Ticket update announced. This one. I can get this set up to run. Oh, it doesn't even build? Why? Why couldn't it build this? Wait, why is there a dot, 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 dot? I don't understand this at all. What's that little symbol? Ignored? Oh, right. That's a version control thing. DickGen. Oh, where is that? I think it is in the build dependencies. This thing. Did that not build? That did build, but where did it build it to? Why is that set? I don't know why. CX debug. There it is. So why can't it run the thing? It's probably I had this as a build event, right? Oh no, it's one of these rules, right? This one. Custom build tool. I can barely read that. I love Visual Studio. I love it so much. Okay, it just doesn't have the path correct. How did that work? How did I get this to work in Visual Studio Code then? The dict gen. Supposed to do current binary dir, but it's not. It's just doing it without any prefix. I really don't want to debug this right now. Okay. I don't want to debug this now. It's frustrating me. I will fix that later. I'm going to try a rollback on Visual Studio Code. Pick the version, one from the left, and click the download link. Okay. So what version do I want? I want not that one because this one is effed up. So 1.31.2.1. I don't want that. Screw that one. How do I go back? How do I go to the other ones? All these new features I won't have. Well, that's fine. Just go back to January. Just go back to January. So download Windows. Here we go. And now what does it say to do? I have to uninstall the previous one. Anybody ever implemented a Mandelbrot set for visualization? Yeah, said who 12 did that. I don't know if he's watching now, but he did it in Shader Toy. Actually, I should probably close that first, right? There we go. We're installing. I am accepting a license agreement. Am I putting it there? I don't know. Where's the current one running from? Is it really running from my app data local folder? That's weird. Okay, fine. We'll go there then. I guess that's fine. If this works, then I'll need to tell it not to install any updates. Yes, please launch it. Okay, now we're back to January, and I'm going to update manual. Okay, sure, restart. It's normal for it to install in the local user directory. Hey there, Crumpet, how's it going? You guys should check out Crumpet's channel sometime. He's working on a game in Unity, and he's also doing artwork. And he recently got a webcam, so now he's pro streamer. Yeah, I'm having trouble today with my VS Code, so I'm rolling back to an old version. And no, don't update, you silly thing. There we go. So now it will not break my development chain because we are on a version that should work. It should be independent of the build tools, so I shouldn't have to build anything, and actually should be independent of the, everything should be independent. Let's just run this and make sure that if the problem still happens, I'll really be starting to worry. Like maybe my Visual Studio got corrupted or something. Okay, so this. So I should be able to like debug this now. And then run it again. You see, now it's working. So it's something with VS Code that broke. So we're going to stick to January for a while. Maybe like in a week, I'll see if they fixed it. Anyway, here's the second call. Let's see where this is called from. Oh, I don't know what my thread is. I lost my context. Where am I? Oh, I'm right here. Oh, that's right. I can't debug this because it's asynchronous. So shoot. Gotta be a little bit more clever about this. It's still in common. It's not here, but where the WebSocket, where the mock connection receives this message. So where's that mock connection? This thing, this guy. That's interesting. Why did I do it? Oh, right. Yeah. Now I remember. It's broken up into a header and source. So it would be the send data. This one. Right here. So I'll put a breakpoint there. Debug. Okay, that's when we send our message. So go. And there, which one is this? Actually, this shouldn't be happening. I think the test is doing something weird. It should have not been allowing it. Okay. Take it updated now, that's right. Am I in the right source file? No. Of course I'm not in the right source file. This one. Yeah, so this is going to try to connect to other servers, which it shouldn't. There was a way I suppressed that, like equals 0 somewhere. Where was it? Max connections equals 0. That's what I want. That, I should probably make that a default, actually. Yeah, it's just something that you get used to. It's because the language is old. So let's do that. So I'm telling the WebGate don't allow the server to talk to other servers. So it doesn't get in my way. So try again. So that's the admin identifying itself. Wait a minute. Yeah. And then the next one will be the subscribe to tickets, right? Yep. And then here is from another context. Hold on, what is this doing? Oh, it's sending the current tickets. And what are the current tickets? Let's see. Make the tickets message. Okay, well, what is it? It's that long string. Hopefully we can get modules soon. That's in C++20, right? Okay, so there's a message sent when we first subscribe to the tickets, right? Because it sends the current tickets. And then what's the next message? Then that's us adding a note to it. And then that's when the modification is announced. And then here's the other one. Why is it being called twice? Oh snap! That's why. It's going into this even if it's empty string. Okay, that's the problem. All right. It's when this is this is intended to tell the player about the update if the player is the one that reported the ticket, but if they're both empty, it's also going into there. So I need to have another check here. If not, I guess second.username.empty is more appropriate. If it's not empty and we are the reporter, then send it. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. And that fixes that. And I wonder if that'll fix some of those other things that broke. We'll run all the tests. Then I'll get back on track and I can stop sweating about things being broken. What really gets to me is when the tools break. And yeah, I guess it's usually a Microsoft problem. I haven't really had that experience of like Clang or GCC breaking. It's usually Microsoft stuff breaks. This isn't the first time. Even with Visual Studio, I had to like go back to a previous version of Visual Studio and actually opened a ticket with them. They actually had a really bad bug where just compiling normal code, it was possible to get a vectorized instruction that was only runnable on modern on like Gen 7 Intel, and I had like a Gen 6, and so I couldn't run my own code. I had to go back to a previous version of Visual Studio until they fixed their code generator. And it took like forever. Like forever as in like 2 months. Okay, what is this? This unrelated, so moderation 133. No, in the test. Moderation 133. What's breaking here? Oh, is it? Right. Yeah, this broke because I added the thing this morning. The locked. Right there, that was just another way a ticket could be created. And I think that's the same for the same reason. This will break too. Report issue handled by leader. What line number is that? 273. Okay. Yeah, so there's no locked there. And then this one's what? 329. Yeah, okay. So that's all related. So did I push that last? If I didn't push that last commit, I can just append the last one. No, I can just append it. So now we're good with those. And oh, this is a similar thing. Yeah. See, this is why I have unit tests. They catch when I break things. So that is where 136, same thing, right? It's no locked. Yep. And then the one where it's forwarded. This one. Hey there, Clayman. A reverse DJ right back at you, Clayman. Oh yeah, by the way, I should announce that on my channel. So I got a second emote thanks to you guys. And for now, because this came up in Adam's channel, that someone at some point mentioned, wouldn't it be cool if you had a horizontally flipped EJ emote? I'm like, let's just do that for now for my second emote until I get something channel specific. So all my subs have the Raimu 8 EJ, which is a reverse of Atom EJ. I fixed all these tests, right? Okay, so this is probably different. Actually, this might be the same. Hey there, Romania Hate. How's it going? I am not doing so well. Well, physically I'm okay. Mentally I'm a little bit disturbed because I had a break in Visual Studio. So I had to just go back to VS Code 131 instead. So the latest is 132. But there's some kind of problem in 132 for me. The debugger was broken. I could only debug once, and it would sometimes work. Other times it would just show me an undefined variable in JavaScript, and I'm like, I don't want to have to debug their silly plugin. So I just went back to 131, and I also turned off the auto update because I don't want to be burned twice. So now I'm on manual update, and I'm going to stay on 1.31.1 until they fix the debugger in the latest VS Code. I should probably do the right thing and open a ticket with VS Code on whatever ticket system they use and tell them that it's broken. But that's just a lot of work. Microsoft is actually a lot of tools vendors are really place a lot of burden on the people reporting the issues to like get it to be reproduced, like. And it's like, well, can I just tell you that something broke and here's the error message and you figure it out? Because it shouldn't break. What's different here? There's a version number. There's this. Oh, there's a. What's this type null? Type is null? Oh, type is required now? That's unrelated. Let me check in the change just now. I broke some unit tests and now I'm fixing them. So that's part of this amended thing, right? Not that change, that's different. These ones, right? So we're amending the last commit to include all of these because they're all related. That, actually I probably don't even need that. So let me just amend that commit. This was an important fix. I don't feel like making a unit test for it, but should I? No, it's included by the, I saw this because the unit test broke. So that's the fix to it. So moderation, fix broken test. Do not give admins extra ticket update messages just because the reporter is blank. So that's caught by an existing test. And I don't know if I need this one. Let me try without that change. So that's around line 909 of subs. .909, yeah, this one. So let me comment that out and then run that test again. Too much space. Ticket update announced under subs. I think it's okay to not include that line. Where's my window? Oh, I closed it. Okay, refresh. We're all good? Okay. All good. So, this test broke somehow. And where is that? Update mod. So what I saw in the test was that it added a null type, and I'm wondering if that's a bug in the test or a bug in the code. There should have been a type in the update, right? No, there is an update. Oh, it's the overall. The overall ticket had a null type. Wonder how that gets added. Probably because it's referenced, Right, so the test really, it should have constructed a type to avoid that issue. So let's just do that. So type is pogchamp, because it doesn't matter. Actually, I guess it does. Let's give it a valid type. So this would be like, what are the valid types? New player? New player type, so that should be preserved. There we go. Happy Women's Days? Is that what it is today? How will we find this information out? From Google? International Women's Day 2019. There we go. There was a better way to find out what each day celebrates, right? I can't remember what it is. International. Always makes me wonder, like, who gets to set these things? Like, is it set in the UN, or just someone somewhere says, hey, let's just make it International Women's Day, and everyone else says, hey, great idea, let's just do it. Like, where is this all decided? Okay, there are more problems with this test. There is an error. Oh, what's the error? Let's see what the error is. The error is change not permitted. Why is that? Oh, because it's being attempted by Bob, and Bob is not logged in, right? Oh yeah, hold on. It's we can't use new player because new player users aren't allowed to close new player tickets. I need to pick a different kind of ticket. What are the ticket types? Why can't I remember this stuff? All right, we'll go back to moderation and find it. We'll just do report issue. So what is the type of a report issue ticket? Report issue. Couldn't have guessed that. Totally would not have guessed it was the same words I had just spoken. Can gain legitimacy by having it acknowledged by important institutions? Decided by Clayman. Well, there you go. At least, you know, as long as we know who, it doesn't matter why, right? So it's just a popularity contest in the end, right? I would hope that it would be some logical process, but I don't know. I guess popularity is fine. So this was just the test was too sensitive again. Or not well crafted. A fix test that was too sensitive. All right, we're gonna push all that stuff. Okay, we're back on track, I think. So what got me derailed were some tests that I had broken and not caught by just not running my tests enough. And the second one was that Visual Studio broke. Visual Studio Code broke, and I am now back on 131 instead of 132 because there's something broken for me in 131 and 132. So we're back on track. I'm adding the lock mechanism. I got that far. Now we're gonna allow that. So that is just we'll just reuse the existing command and just adding another test in moderation here. Oh yeah. I'd like that too. I could use more holidays. Thank you, Clayman. You'll get right on that, right? I'm going to take a test at where an admin adds a note, maybe? How about just change state? And paste it down here, I guess. And we'll call it ticket change lock. Or ticket locked by admin. So there's the ticket. There's the admin. And then ticket change. I'm ending up having to make a lot of messages that are almost the same, right? I'll just add it. I'll clean this up later if it's too much redundancy. So it's take it a change lock, I guess. It means I have to have it locked false to begin with. And then, right? Type lock. Locked true. This means also there's an executor change. Guess that's fine. So let me make a pair of tests. So there's lock and unlock, right? Unlocked. So start locked. Turn off the lock. Expect it's off. All right. Moderation, here we go. Click it first. Okay, so it doesn't interpret that message, so working backwards. To interpret the message, we have to add a message handler that the admin can use. It has to match this. So ticket change lock. So I had ticket change state. Ticket change lock is next. Here's that redundancy. I'm wondering if I can reduce these 3 to 1. I'll probably do that later, but it's just so easy. Just copy paste this stuff for now. And that I have to have a corresponding server to server message while we're at it. Right, and then these come as a trio. Actually, I'm going to change the originals. Lock. Ooh, how did that happen? Oh, and I changed too many states. Let's just do that search replace. And then lock. Persistent? How many times did I make that typo? Ooh, look how many times I made that typo. Let's fix them all. Persistent. 20 occurrences across 7 files. Wow. Okay, anyway, fixed. And then search replace. This is why I don't really worry about misspelling things a whole lot, because search replace is just so easy to do nowadays. And I don't need to search replace this. Right, so this is the trio of functions that handles messages and all the forwarding that I need to refactor at some point. Right now I just copy them. Lock. Okay. And then the change is lock, and the lock is that. Yeah, I should totally combine these methods together because they're all the same except for like literally 2 lines are different. Maybe I'll do that today. I want to get the basic mechanisms done though. Okay, so that should fix those tests, and then I need to the executor needs to have new behavior as well. Null. Null. Ah. Message lock. Okay, is that not? What's in the test? Oh, locked. Locked. That's why we have tests. Okay, so now the executor. We have to update that. New expectation on executor. So this update mod event successful lock change. So there's version 1, so I need to have a locked false. And then if the type is lock and locked is true, actually, why was that who? Was that who? Did I copy from the wrong place? Oh, I did copy from the wrong place. That was from reporter, right? Oh no, this is in there too. Why is there a who there? There shouldn't be. That's an admin. That shouldn't be there, right? I don't think that should be there. I'm gonna remove it. Because an imp, so if it doesn't have a who, it's the admin. All right, so that means, yeah, this shouldn't be here either. Okay. Type, is that, and there's no note. Well, I guess I can steal that. All right. A lot of executor tests. I might want to break that up into pieces. Oh, this fails now? Oh, there is a who added. There shouldn't have been. Ah. Okay. That might have exposed a bug. So let me look at executor, see why. Why would who be null? That's on update mod event executed, right? Well, it's this one. Actually, let's just search for a who. Oh yeah, so we're putting it in there even if there is no who. Yeah, that is a bug. So really, we should pre-construct this. So auto change equals that, and then oops. If command.change has a who, then change who equals it. And then add the change. There we go. Okay. That fixes that, and then I haven't done that one yet, because that's a new method. Right, because we have change handlers. So there's note, there's state, now we're adding lock. Lock. All right. So a ticket change in the form of a lock change. To change to lock or unlock it. All right. So for now, we'll just do it to satisfy the test. Although we'll have to have some kind of restriction there in a little bit. So I guess this becomes new lock. New lock status. and add type lock that. Oh, that has the same problem, doesn't it? Why didn't the test catch that? Oh, because that's note and not state. Okay. Did I do the test poorly here again for the state? Who's doing the state change here? All right, this is poorly done. So that should be removed from there. Okay, yeah, let me fix that first. I didn't finish working on here, so it doesn't compile yet. Blah, blah, blah. Actually, what? Oh, because this should be lock. Run them. Yep, so it's broken. The same reason, right? It adds a null who. So, yeah. We need to be careful and do the same kind of thing there. So, this kind of a thing there. It's state, state, new state. And only if it has a who do we add it, and then that's change. There we go. Compiler error driven development? Yeah, sometimes. That's a test regression. Or that the test was broken and then... Oh, wait, no, we're talking about two different things. Compiler error driven development is when I change something, usually in a header file, and I know it will break a bunch of things, and instead of just searching for them myself, I let the compiler guide me to where the changes need to be made. All right. That's compiler error-driven development. I wonder if anyone has ever used that phrase, or did I coin it? Okay, that's wrong. Oh, because I haven't finished that work. The work here is to pick that up, and then we need to do the same thing with the who, just to avoid the problem. Locked new lock status, and add the who if there is one. There. I have a feeling I didn't fix it though. Nope, I didn't fix it. So locked is true. Oh, this one's not checking locked. True. Well, it should be whatever that is. Starts out not locked. Adding that type, adding that change to the history. Something else is messed up. It's making it a string. Making it a string. Do I have a typecast a string there? Oh yeah, look at that. That should be bool. See there? Unit test, help me. Yeah. Okay, so now we can execute the command. So that's it for the back end. Run-in time. Oh, there's all these typos. Let me do the typos separately. I'll do that. Do the typos first. Probably simplest. All the places where I misspelled persistent. Okay, so that though that line only, not that function. That hunk. All right, next. Wow. I misspelled that a lot. Copy paste. That's what copy paste. That's the price of copy paste. You misspelled it or you did it wrong, you're gonna now multiply the problem. But search and replace is not that hard to do. Okay, so fix typo. Now before I check in the ticket locking stuff, there was the other bug I fixed, right? This one. And then just these lines. Because that's a new type of event. There. Stage line, stage hunk. Okay. So fix bug in ticket changes made by admin. Do not set who field if the change was made by an admin. Alright. This is add ticket locking. So add ticket lock unlock. Okay, front end next. So they will just make it I think I'll just make it not show up oh, did I not restart the cluster? Yeah. Cluster was offline. Online again? Online. Okay. So I don't think I want to show it here, but I do want to show it here. So where was that? Ticket, I think. And that's in the summary part. Here we go. Where to put it? Next to state, or yeah. Locked. Let's turn that into a tertiary. So actually, it's that is a tertiary, right? Yes. No. Took it a while to rebuild that. Actually, it showed no even when it wasn't, nothing was selected. I don't think I wanted to do that, so two-stage tertiary? Otherwise, null or empty string? I don't know which one's better. I don't need a parentheses there. I guess null works. Okay, so now to add the button to lock it. Let's put it here. So there'll be two of them, right? So the ticket, we already have the main tertiary up here. So we have a ticket. So it's ticket.locked. If it's locked, then we can unlock it. Otherwise, we can lock it, right? Whoops. Okay, there we go. All right, so maybe near this on open. Change state. Okay, so this is change lock. True. And then change lock false. Change lock. Changing lock status of ticket to whatever that is. And it is change lock. Okay, let's see if it works. I should be able to, it's closed, and I should be able to lock it. Whoops. Oh, it's on lock, right? Not on, not lock. Oh, it should be on for both of them, actually. How did that work before? Oh, it shouldn't have worked. Not at all. Right, so now lock it. Locked, yay. Unlock it. Yay. And I could probably style it differently. This is just a function over form. Let me sanity check to look at the game status, like the game journal, to make sure it's what I expect. All right, so there should be. There we go. Update mod event, and the type is lock. It's incrementing the version every time. There we go. Okay, it works. And we should probably want the player to see it too, right? So that's a similar thing. That ticket, I don't want them to lock. They're not allowed to lock or unlock, but I should let them see if it's locked or not. So that's in the player's version of this code. Oh, close that. Player console. I need to learn how to make a common library that these two apps both use, because there's a bunch of redundant code here. See that? It's redundant, but I'll go with this for now. So now it should, no, never. Don't save passwords. Now it shows it locked. That's not locked. And then if I unlock it, that shows it's unlocked now. Lock, it's locked. Okay. I'll check that in, and then I'm going to take a short bathroom break and then continue. Add ticket locking to front end. Lock status. Okay. So I'll take a quick break, and when I come back, I need to do this. When the ticket's locked, don't allow players to make any changes. Actually, if it's locked, I shouldn't allow mods to make changes too. Do not allow anyone to make any changes other than mod should still be able to unlock it. All right, I'll do that when I get back. I'll be back in just less than a moment. Less than a minute. Just a few moments. I'm back. All right. Don't want anyone to make changes to tickets if they are locked. Thanks, Crumpet. I'm glad you guys stick with me, even though a lot of this stuff is radically different from what you guys do and all that. And sometimes I feel that it can get boring, but I have to do it. I prefer to stream all of it and then try not to get overoccupied with it needing to be fun for everyone all the time. Okay, so I think I'm just adding a few extra cases here, right? Slightly different audience, I see. Well, thank you, Nui. Although, you know what I thought about doing is getting rid of this mic and going back to this mic. Mic built into my headset. So the reason why I have this standalone mic here is it's a directional mic, and it's I have to speak very closely to it because when the kids are home, it's so loud and so distracting. You'd be hearing all sorts of background noise. So I picked this mic specifically because you really can only pick up, like, there's a big drop off on the volume if I'm not speaking right into it. So it really helps when there's noise. But right now there's no one else here but me, so I could be using a mic where I can move around a bit more. Right now I'm kind of chained. I'm chained to this thing. I can't move, otherwise you won't hear me very well. Okay, let's go look through the test cases and look for ones that should be handled differently if it's locked. Yeah, it's pretty good, but I have to be speaking right into it. Tape it to my headset. Yeah. I could just do more research and find a better headset mic that is directional. This mic is the Audio-Technica AT2005 USB, I think it is. Yes, AT2005 USB. All right. Here we go. Add note. So we'll change this. So add note by admin when ticket unlocked. And then when ticket locked. So slightly different. So I need to... This one should be locked. Whoa, what happened there? All of a sudden a weird yellow flash. I think that's by having the mouse here and clicking it, right? Yeah, seeing the change. That's a Git lens or a Git integration thing? I must have misclicked it. Okay, so it starts off, in this test it's not locked, but whoa. Again, I keep misclicking. I don't know what it is about me, but I misclick all the time. My position and the code jumps around. It very distracting. Okay, when it's locked and we try to add a note, it should do that. Actually, wait a minute. I don't need to modify this at all. There's no coordinator difference. Yeah, undo this stuff. It doesn't matter. Right? Are we back to no change? Yeah. It's all in the executor that this is done. Now that we think about it, we put it into the game cube, we just prevent it from being executed. So that's this. So it's one of these cases. It's an error case where it's locked. Update mod event locked. And then a special exception to that where we are allowed to unlock it. Okay, so locked true. We tried to change it so that the answer is 41. Oh, I see. It really didn't matter what we put there. Really, that's irrelevant. I should just remove that. So here we will get version... Wait, why does it say 2 there? I mean, why does it say version 2? Oh, because it started out as version 1, right? Oh no, it started as version 2 and we try to write to version 1. Okay, so this, it's 1, 2, but which should normally be allowed, but since it's locked, it should not be allowed. The version should stay at 1, and we should say ticket locked as the error. There we go. It takes me a while. I'm vocalizing my thought process, which I hope people don't find too annoying. But you can tell my mind is bouncing around, not always on the exact thing I should be doing until I like figure things out again. All right, ticket should be locked. Instead, it's unknown ticket change type. Oh, so we should make it something that it knows about. Actually, no, it shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. That's fine. That's fine for it to fail that way, because it shouldn't even be looking at the type, right? Actually, no, it will, because if the type is locked, then it'll allow it. So let's play around with this and say it is a type is what? Something that we normally would allow. Note or something? Right, so it added a, what did it do? Why is that null? Oh, is that because I need to have... It's null because there was no array to begin with. Okay, that's fine. The fact that it updated to version 2 is a failure. So it should fail. And the way it fails exactly is not important. So let's fix it. So here, it's... Should I make it just a special case? I think I will. I'll say if the change type is not equal to lock. Let's first say if the ticket locked. Is it locked or lock? Locked. If ticket locked, interpret as a bool, and the change is not to change the lock, then it's an error. Ticket locked, right? I think that's it. Oh, test is not expecting the right thing. It should stay locked. Okay, there we go. And I should have another test for unlocking it, right? Oh, well, that's already tested here. Where it can start, if it starts out locked. Oh, this was to test that. We should, okay, I should duplicate that. We should test both locking and unlocking it. Successful lock. Successful unlock. So start out locked. Make it unlocked. There we go. Alright, and then I don't do this often enough. Just run everything while I work on the commit. Uh-oh. That was weird. It locked up for a bit. And I had a test failure, so I really don't want to commit it anyway. What's going on here? Oh, because those tests are never set the lock state in the beginning. Okay, so let's fix that. 1780. So yeah, they don't have an indication of locked or not. Then this one is 1851. Yeah, it's just not recorded if it's locked or not. And then 1907. I'm hoping that's what it is. I noticed I had a breakpoint. Let me clear that while I'm waiting. Clear. And then run them again. Nope, they're still broken. What happened? Oh, yeah, that was dumb. I added it to the initial conditions, but never added it to the expectation at the end. So there. And was there one more? This one. Error-driven development. Here we go. I'm like, I didn't want to search for it. I just let the error lead me to where it was. That was here. Okay. One cool thing about the JSON object, since it's a map, they can be in any order. It doesn't matter. They get sorted anyway. All right. Now run them all. And we'll resume a staging of the commit here. So now everything is sensitive to the lock. Executor. Prevent ticket update if locked. Only allow changing the lock status. All right. Oh, we shouldn't allow normal players to unlock it. That should be another test. So let's. We shouldn't let players lock or unlock it, right? So I really should have both in there. Actually, it's already prevented. There's no message handler that'll let a player change the lock status to begin with. Well, hey there. Thanks for the follow, Alan. Hey now. How's it going? Okay, so I don't need to worry because the only way you can change the lock status is by being an admin in the first place. How long have I been coding for? How long has it been? I wrote down 24 years, so I guess it's about 25 now. Long time. Which means I picked up a lot of bad habits that I'm still unlearning. Because really the number of years you've been coding for, it doesn't matter so much as how long have you been coding correctly, or how long have you been following good habits, right? Some people could work on coding for 30 years and just be doing it badly. Well, yeah, you see the gray here? I'm a little bit older than your typical programming streamer. You started learning C++, have you learned Q Basic? Q Basic. So I don't even know when that was. But yeah, well, for me it was I learned C++ after I learned Pascal, because when I was in school that's what they taught. They didn't teach C++ or Java or C. It was Pascal for some reason. Some weird reason. All right, so I think I'm done with the locking mechanism. And now I guess I'm working on search tools for filtering. So this will be fun. This is all front-end work, and we can go to the admin tool for this. Study other people's code. Okay. Yeah, I was sort of the same way, teaching myself. The problem there is that if you study someone's code and their code is horrible or has flaws in it, you could end up picking up their bad habits. Yeah, try to do something with what you learned, then you realize if what you learned was valuable or not. Actually, I guess it could still be valuable because you could learn what not to do. All right, I think what I want to do is what do I want to do? Speaking before I have a complete thought is a bad idea. I think I want to have a search bar up here. So before the ticket list. So that's all the way up. Actually, that would be part of ticket list, but before the table, right? So right here. Yeah. So right here, let's put a bar. Or let's just say a div. Say search. And an input of some kind. Input. One of these. Not exactly that. Yeah, well, that's too... Are those the only inputs I have? No, there's more. There's a bunch of inputs in... Where? This one. Here we go. See what great lengths I go to avoid typing it from scratch if I know I've already typed it? That's a habit, maybe it's a bad habit that I've gotten into. So let's call this one search. Search what? Just search? Search pattern? Search pattern. On chain search pattern. So I need to make a search pattern. Empty string. Let's put commas at the end here to be nice, and then this change pattern to make it a controlled element in React. It is event, and then you do this dot set state, and then the thing you care about. So search pattern, event dot target dot value. Right, and then so now I should have a search bar. I can type anything in here, but it doesn't work yet. So to make it work, we will probably want to search for anything where if that is a part of, I guess, reporter or type or any kind of note. So we're going to have that be part of render, right? I think render is where we want to put it. This rows here. Right, so instead of mapping the tickets directly, let us do a search first. So const matching tickets equals this dot filter tickets. Just make it not a bound function at all. So I would just pass this dot props dot tickets, and I would pass this dot state dot search pattern, and then it's matching tickets map, right? So this we just need to make a function that does it. So it's tickets search pattern. Started with that technique. You already learned cout, cin, objects, classes in different files. Oh, I see. So you're just learning the basic syntax and how it's different. Search or filter, Nui? I don't know. What makes more sense for to say search or filter? Filter, maybe? It's so easy to change, right? I just go here and I just type in filter. And then there we go. Oh, I have a error. Map is, oh, we need to actually have it return something, don't we? So for now, we'll just have it return tickets. Make it work. The filter looks better, right? I'll work on the form later, like the CSS, to make it look pretty. I just want to make this functional. So let's first have it search on a note, I guess. Well, let's do search on reporter. No, let's do search on type first. So we're going to end up making the array to return, right? Matches. And we're going to be returning them. Coding is not for everyone. You're only 12 and you have a whole life in front of you. Wow. You're as old as my youngest son. No, you're even younger. Cool. Great to be young. And coding at 12 is awesome. If you really enjoy it, then keep going, man. You will make it far. Get to do whatever you want because you have such a big head start. Maybe like me, you'll get into when you're in school and they're trying to teach you programming. You're like, you already know this stuff, and then you're like already years ahead of everyone. But yeah, great. It's always great to find something that you enjoy that you can turn it into a career later. If you continue to enjoy it, it's very, very nice. And yeah, there's so many opportunities now with coding. I wish my kids were as into coding as you seem to be. Anyway, hope no one finds it weird about the age difference. That's maybe one reason why I show you my gray beard. I'm not as young as a lot of you guys are. Definitely. What was I going to say? Keep looking for ways to keep learning, and actually, you don't need to worry about it at this point. Just have fun. Should tell my kids that too. Just have fun. When you get into high school and college, then it's going to be more like you want to be building up what, like, the various things that you know, like learn more and more programming languages, more and more tools, so that you have the best chance of fitting in everywhere. Right now, it doesn't matter. All right, so I think what I just want to do is look at every single ticket and see if any part of it matches the search pattern. So we're going to do a tickets dot for each ticket and then do some code, right? So if ticket dot, what is it, type, let's just keep it simple. I don't know how to do pattern matching it. Well, let's just say if it equals a search pattern, then matches push ticket, and then let's do a simple shortcut. So we'll say if search pattern dot length. Is that how you do it? Return tickets. Let's see if that works. So if I type anything, it goes away. The moment I hit the R there, and then it matches. So I kind of want to do I guess what I want to do is make it a regular expression where anything can come before and after, right? I think you should be using map or filter here. You mean so I don't have to do that push there? So I do matches equals filter. Yeah, I guess that'd be more efficient. So let me do that. So instead of a for each with a push, it would be tickets dot filter, right? And then ticket. And then instead of pushing it, we would return true. And then if we get out, we return false. So that should still work, right? New player. There we go. All right, so how do I want to do this? I guess I should first learn how do we do JavaScript pattern matching. Maybe there's a simple thing that I don't need to use regular expressions for. Match. Now I don't have to refactor that. Yeah, thank you, playing with skizzers. Okay, why am I in W3 schools? I don't want to be there. I want to be in MDN, don't I? Do I really need a regular expression? Regular expressions are kind of heavyweight. If I just want a simple pattern, simple patterns. No. I guess what I want is match, right? Only I just want the MDN version of it. There we go. String prototype match. Oh, that is with regular expressions. What am I trying to match? I just want, like, if I were to type EW, I would want it to match new player. So it would be like if it contained, let's look at all the prototypes of string, really. There's like ends with and begin, is there no begins with? I guess maybe search or find would also work with it, right? Includes, okay. So includes is a prototype. Here it is. There we go. That's what we want to, I think that's what I want to start with. And I want to see if I can make it case insensitive. So if ticket.type.includes search pattern. There we go. That's nice. Okay, but I need to make it case insensitive. See if I type NEW, it goes away. Starts. So yeah, I am specifically typing in like EWP because I want that to match new player. So it starts with won't quite work. There's probably a way to make this case insensitive, right? I guess maybe by upcasing or downcasing both. Yeah, they say it's case sensitive, so there's probably an easy way to either too lowercase. So I'm gonna just do that. So let's do that up front for the search pattern. So const search. It's not really a pattern, is it? Search. I don't know what to call it. Call it pattern because I don't know what to call it. So let's call it normalized. Too low. How come it doesn't help me here? Too lowercase, right? Probably because it doesn't know it's a string. And then I have to say that dot too lowercase. Let's make that two different things. So actually, no, let's keep it the way it is. Hide unrelated tickets pattern. Filter query. I like filter query. Okay, here's something I wish was in VS Code. See when I hit Control D to match all that, if I were to type filter query, look what it did to my capitalization. I have to fix that now. I wish it would preserve the capitalization. There's an extension? Of course there's an extension for that. You know who you remind me of playing with Skizzers? There's a guy that we would play with WoW with, World of Warcraft, and he had every damn World of Warcraft add-on you could imagine. So we'd be in a dungeon somewhere and someone would say, "You know, it would be nice if you could have something in the UI that would pop up a message when something happens." And he would say, "There's an add-on for that." Multi-cursor case, of course there's one. Thank you, playing with Skizzers. Sorry I'm making fun of you, but we would make fun of our friend in WoW too for the same reason, and he knew it was all in good fun. Let me look at that later. You know how burned I am today with VS Code. I don't want to touch it. You don't even use it? Well, you're just the master of add-ons and extensions. So there we go. That's exactly what I want. Nice. So let's add that also for reporter, but it's going to be hard to test that, I guess. Unless I had another, I guess I can make another account. Let's make another account. We'll call it Skizzers. And since I'm lazy, I'll just use my little password that I know will pass the strength test for Skizzers. All right, now there are two things we can search on. Well, that was a bad example because they don't have any letters in common. How about mundane? We'll make mundane. Writing extensions is not like this. Skizers. Did I not hit the button? There we go. Okay. So I want to be able to type like MU and see 1, 2, and 4 pop up, and then if I hit a K, Skizzard should pop up. I think it's as easy as just replicating this and saying ticket dot reporter. Oh, look at that! Isn't that cool? Nice. And now the more advanced one would be if we have notes in here like teleport. I'd want to see that. So that's a little bit more than that. It's an inner loop, right? So in this case, I do need a for each, right? So, oh no. There's probably an array prototype for any, if any match, right? You know what I really should do until I learn these by heart? I should just bookmark string prototypes and array prototypes. Is there a way to easily get to array prototypes? Built-in objects, array prototypes? There we go. I'm trying to use the ones that are built into JavaScript first, and then any that really don't work, then I reach out to Lodash, because someone very smart, it could have been playing with scissors, because he's very smart, told me about you don't need Lodash, to not overuse Lodash. Can we use, is there like an any? There's every, but is there an any? Sum, what's sum? At least one element? Actually, that'll work, right? Sum. Yeah, sum. Heard that Ramda is the new beloved thing to use. I think I looked into that. Did I? I did. I looked into Ramda a bit, and it looks like it might be addressing some of the same subjects as Lodash. And then I found two things to look at. That's right. Now it's coming back to my memory. It looked like just an alternative to Lodash, and so there are pluses and minuses of both of them. So it's something to consider. Yeah. Yeah. But I was happy with, I think Lodash was smaller or simpler? I can't remember. I really haven't used much of either one. Okay, so I'm going to use the sum. If ticket.history.sum change, then return true. So here, what we're looking for the change is if change dot note dot to lowercase includes normalized filters query, return true. There might be other things in change history that we care about. Okay, now if I type teleport, whoa, undefined. Oh, right, if it's only if there is a note. So note is an optional field. So if change.note and that teleport, look at that. Got straight to it. Now what would be even cooler is if now I highlighted it. If I highlighted those characters, but now that's a little bit more than I need, I think. This is fine for now. Another thing that might be convenient would be an X button so that X's out the filter. I can add that, right? Little X button. So that would be next to the filter, like a little X button that we can click on. So span, class name, what we want to call it. X button. How about span button? Do I have CSS set? Oh, I do have it. Nice. And just X, and then I can make span button like look like a button here. So something like what? Background. I'm not very good at CSS yet, but I at least can do something like this, right? And then font size something bigger, like 24 point or something like that. Then I should have like a big X that is red. Okay, maybe that's too big. 16. And then what? Let's just, since I'm here, we'll have a padding. 4 pixels. Let's make it a little bit bigger there, and then let's add a margin left of I don't know, 1 em or something. How about 0.25 em? There we go. And then I need just to make an on-click handler to that. Would be nice. Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh, where'd you get that X? Is that a Unicode X? That's nice Unicode X. So on click, right? This dot on clear filter or something like that. And then on clear filter. I don't care. It'll give me an event, right? I don't care about the event right now. I just need to do set state, search pattern, empty string. BTTV emote? It could be, yeah. It's hard to tell sometimes. Actually, if you mouse over it, depending on what plugins you have, you can tell if it's what kind of emote it is. And usually if nothing pops up, it's Unicode. Okay, so if I type teleport and then I hit X, nice. I could even be even cooler. Something I was looking at yesterday was I could set the cursor to pointer so that when we're over it, it actually looks like a little hand. All these little random things I was getting into. And it was all I was searching last night was how to do custom fonts, and I ran across random stuff like changing the pointer. But yeah, okay, that's probably good enough. And I just noticed that that window's not big enough. All right, what else do I want to do here? Am I done with the filter stuff? That was fun. I think I've had enough fun with the filter for now. Maybe it's both a BTTV emote and a Unicode. All right, so we're adding ticket filtering. Ticket list. Add, this is for player admin console. Add filtering. Add basic filtering. I'm sure I'm going to come back and tweak that some more, but let's move on. Notice type. Okay. So it's just a new kind of ticket. And we let the player close it if they want. Right. I think there's no new status, right? It's just going to be open and closed. So it'll start open. Player can look at it and then close it or respond to it or whatever. Replacing the Unicode with emotes. Yeah, there are a lot of X Unicodes. I should put this somewhere more prominent. Where was it? I was playing around with cool Unicode. Fun with Unicode. I've been keeping this around. Oh, was it this one? And then there was another one. So yeah, there's actually characters in a Gothic font that are built into Unicode. And you can, there's actually characters that are highlighted like that. But that wasn't the most fun I had. Where was it? If I was better organized, I just know right away where I keep stuff. Shoot, where was I keeping it under my stuff folder? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, cool Unicode. So I've been keeping this little log of Unicode symbols that I like, and checkmark is in there. I've been collecting these that I could use as little progress indicators, like the rotating 3 dots, the boxes with the checkmark patterns. This one looked interesting to me. The different arrows, right? All sorts of funny little symbols that are in Unicode. There's the interrobang, the upside down interrobang. Weird old Latin characters that I might use later for glyphs. Anyway, I don't know if anyone else does that, but I've been starting a little collection of cool Unicode characters. There's that bug in Yada again. Can I show that on screen? I think I'm okay showing that. So I get it. It gets into this state where I dragged a file over it. Where's my stuff again? Stuff. Yeah. Oh, look at all that random stuff I have in there. Anyway, let's say we drag. There's no personal info in there, was there? Nah. Just old names of files. Maybe not stuff. Here, I'll go here. Let's say I'm in my folder with some ping images, right? If you mouse over Yada and then mouse back, it's supposed to do that. But sometimes I can get it to where that upload an image sticks there. Need to figure out how to reproduce that and then tell Hideo about it. Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay, I just want to double check something. We good. Yeah, notice type. I want to avoid getting this test suite too long. I think what I want to do is just take this one test and rename it to be notice, and this is, it's always from a moderator, right? Notice to player. Right, so I need an admin, as well as, oh, did I never implement those tests? Shoot. I thought I did test that, though. Wait a minute, didn't I test that stuff? Yeah, I did. So this is redundant. And I didn't need to check that why, because I checked it somewhere else, right? In the executor, yeah, so I didn't need that. Okay. I do want to steal stuff from here, though. I want the admin connection here. Actually, I don't even think I need a player connection. We just call it admin, and the admin is type send notice, or really it's notice. I've been using reporter up until now for tickets raised by players, right? Reporter. I wonder if I should change that to like subject. I don't know yet. Anyway, for notice, it is the, like if we're talking about Alex, actually I do want to include a player in here because I want them to receive the notice about it. So I do want to copy this player login stuff. I want both an admin and the player to log in because target is what I'm thinking. Subject. Inappropriate conduct. I also want to have a severity or something here. Like it should either just be a normal notice or like a warning or something. Severity? Or does it matter? Maybe it could just be in the subject, like warning. Maybe just keep it simple like that for now. And then there'll be some kind of note attached to it, right? That'll be the first note attached to the message, to the issue. Please do not harass other players. Further harassment will result in an immediate ban. Something like that. We should get an add mod event. And who sent it? It doesn't matter, right? Well, no. It should be the first connection, which is the first client. Type notice. State open. I want there to be no new state. Reporter will be the admin. And there's no assignee. It's the target instead. And then, right, it'll have a lock unlock. Create, open, time, and then who is the reporter? Actually, I think if there's no reporter, it's just blank. CAD, okay, no. It's subject and note. Okay, the note goes in here, right? If it did, it's like the first note. Where do I have example of notes? Just search for note. There we go. That's the change. Where does the note actually show up? Here it is. The whole thing, actually. Oh, no, wait a minute. This is a change again. Where does it actually show up in the history? Do I never have any tests for that? Let's find out. It would probably be here. Yeah, here. Okay, so that shows up here. Type, so yeah, it's the same timestamp. Note. And this note. So yeah, mostly describing what I want to see happen when the administrator sends a notice about a player. It'll create a new ticket. The subject line goes as the subject of the ticket. And there's a history of two things. First, that it's created and that there was a note attached to it. That's what I want. Okay, I'm missing some syntax here. What am I missing? Whenever it does that, it's like I'm missing some syntax. I don't see it though. I don't see it. In there somewhere though. Oh, timestamp is not a member of mock timekeeper. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. See, compiler error-driven development again. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't depend anything? Because we gotta add that. So notice. Notice, and then client admin message notice. That's I guess we can just look at on flag player, copy that. Hey there, Fuller. Shout out to Fuller. He's another pixel, or not just a pixel artist, he's a artist of many disciplines who streams here on Twitch, and he recently was doing sculpting, and before that he was doing animation. So check out his stream. Yeah, right now I'm working in finishing up the basic moderation tools for the game platform I'm making. So I'm adding a feature where admins or mods can send notices, either warnings or information, to players. All of the other ways that I have tickets in the system right now are when players open them or when new accounts are created. So this is the other direction. So we're here. I want to add a form where you can pick a player and enter something like give them a warning, give them some information, that kind of a thing. Okay, so we're going to copy this trio again. Whenever I do this, I have to remind myself this is temporary because I really want to put that into a template to remove all this boilerplate. Alphabetically speaking, it would go here, I think, because we're changing it to be on instead of flag players notice. Okay, and then in the CVP files, same kind of thing, or we are search replacing that string and saying notice. And then we're changing a few things. So instead of reporter, it is what? I guess it would be reporter. Yeah, so we're keeping that the same. Yes. Isn't there built-in refactoring? I don't know about VS Code's built-in refactoring, but the kind of refactoring I'm thinking about doing would be to see how I had to have 3 methods called onNotice? The reason why I have these 3 is because the command could come into the server 3 different ways. If it is being exchanged between 2 servers, it's this method, where the reporter and client ID are embedded in the message itself. If the message is coming in direct from a client, it's here. So we figure out if that client actually is should have sent the message, and then we extract their username and their connection ID. and then pass it on. And then both of those route to the same common function, which says, well, if we're the leader server, we can take that command and append it to the log right away. Otherwise, we have to forward it, and we take that client ID and username and stash it in the message. So this mechanism of handling the message, whether it comes in from the leader or the follower or directly from the client, is sort of the same for all the different commands. And so I really should make a template or a set of helpers that so this kind of boilerplate can only need to be done one place. It could be reused for all the different commands. So I need to do that at some point. But I usually, when I work, I'm either in new feature mode, fix bug mode, or refactoring mode, and I don't really like swapping between the two too much. Okay, so coming in directly from a client right now, it's always an admin. So this we don't need to check. We just do that. And the client username, actually there is no reporter needed because it's only from an admin. So I can, this is actually a little bit different. Notice has no username. So we can remove the username from here. And then I don't need to forward it there. And then this can be removed along with this. Okay. And then we don't need to have this check. And we're not doing that. So we're just always adding a new mod event, type notice, state is open. The instead of reporter, it's target. All right? And we expect the admin to put that in the message. And there is no assignee. So I wanted to have two things in the log, right? So one was that it's created, and the second was that there should be a note embedded in the message. And subject is there, but then that was it, I think. Yep. So these two go away. Okay. So let's see if that makes the test pass. Nope, because I got compiler error. Messaging. Oh, yeah. It's not enough to put it in the table here. The class has to be correct. So it's moderation there and in the other place too. There. And moderation there. This is that boilerplate I was mentioning a little bit ago. I don't like to have all this boilerplate. It should just be done for me by some kind of template or macro or combination of the two. Okay, so I've got something. I missed something. So state new timestamp 0. Oh, I see. The state is expected to be new. No, I don't want it to be expecting new. I want it to be expecting open. Hold on, but it is expecting open. So what's? Oh no, it's the actual value is new. Right, this one. Yeah. Okay. Try again. Yay. Okay. Now that ought to be executed correctly, right? I think the executor doesn't care. Let me look. I mean, I could always just add the front end stuff and see if it works. Oh wait, I'm not done yet. This actually needs to be broken up into two steps because this is really that notice to player. Okay, this is one half of it, and then here's the second half. The first half of it is notice to player added to log or added to the journal. And then for that, we don't need a player connection. And then notice to player delivered to target. We do want to have a player, and we don't need an admin. We just have the command come in seemingly from out of the blue. So the act here is not to send the notice, but really to take this and append it directly to the log. Let me leverage some other code that did this. Right, response provided. So, oh, I just cheated and I leveraged the coordinator doing that, right? Yes. Okay, so I guess we can do the same thing. So we keep the admin connection. The admin sends that, but then we pretend that it actually was executed. That's this stuff. The mod q add publish. Why was this empty though? I don't remember why. Content. Oh, it didn't care. Right, I guess we have this, it's the same thing, right? It doesn't care. Let me think about this. Oh, yeah, I don't even think I need that line. Let's copy it anyway. This is your list. Actually, let's copy all of this and then put it down here. Go back. What was I doing? Right, the sending was part of the arrange, so that act moves down to here. What happened to the stream? Thought it was frozen? I don't see any dropped frames from my end, so sorry. Bookmark, and then I really should have bookmark up here where I'm copying from. I was just thinking. Okay, yeah. This is what I was doing. We're leveraging the fact that sending that message causes that entry to be made. This adding an empty object, though, was weird. But I guess it doesn't matter because the content is preserved from that command, right? And it doesn't matter what the ID is. Yeah, I don't think we need to do this. Let me just delete that. Should delete it from the other place too. Let me comment it out for now. I think that was superfluous. Right, and so we should just be told that there's a new ticket and it has the content, whatever the content was, which is what the other test did. There we go. So we're running all the moderation tests again. Yeah, okay. So the commented code was unnecessary up here. All right. So it's just not delivered to target because we have nothing in the execution to tell us about it. Actually, no. Actually, that should have executed. Moderated fluus. So it's the execution callback, I think, that's not right. Let me look, see what's going on there. Execution callback is here, right? On add mod event executed. Oh, that's not right. Hold on. That's not right. That's saying only... Yeah, that's why we're not getting a command. It's only sending the response back if we were the one who opened it. Yep, you notice, Mr. Balrog? He changed it. He's got to wait 59 days to change it again. Enjoy your spaghetti, playing with scissors. I'm hungry too. But I got, what, another hour? Okay, how am I going to fix this? So, this is true. We do want to return if it's not us. I guess it depends on the type, right? It depends on the type of the mod event. We want to tell the player about it if they are the reporter or if they are the target. So that really, it doesn't, this check is not even correct, technically. Okay, so let's fix this. So, if, what was it again? Oh, I guess we're going through, we're just doing this. And instead of doing that, it's the, we're check the names. So if client.second.username equals command content reporter, or it is matching the target. I think that's the right way to do it. What did I do wrong? Oh, right, it's pulling it from JSON, so we need to tell it the type. It's not smart enough the way I coded it to figure out the type. Okay. Still didn't do it. So let's get down to here and see why. Okay. 2 clients. And what is the content? We should watch that. Okay, so there is a target. And the target is Alex. And what are our clients then? I think it would be, it's one of these two. Right, so it's the second one, right? Alex, okay. So it should have gone into here, did it not? It does go into there. So it is sending something. So the player wait for messages is not working? Huh. Oh, it's the second I care about. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? It's sending it to client 1, not 2. That's not right. Oh, yeah, we shouldn't match on empty string. My bad. So we can early skip it if client second username empty. Continue. And because of the break, it was stopping, so that's what it was. So actually, do I want the break? Because conceivably, the reporter and target could be 2 different people. Yeah, I think I don't want it to break. We might send it to both. Okay, try again. Yay, it got delivered. Let's run everything. Because when I stopped doing that, I stopped noticing things breaking. I think we got all green lights, right? Yeah, all green lights. Okay, good. So I guess it's time to put the command into the front end. So it would be something I'm going to take from the player front end and put into the admin console. The little form that I made. New ticket, not the note form. Did I just code it in here? Was I lazy? Well, where is it? Where was it? It was right here. Above tickets body. Oh, I did just code it in there. I really don't want to do that though. I want to make it a component. That was a bad habit to have. So I'll make a new component. I guess we'll start with this one and duplicate it. So this is new ticket form. Okay, and then we'll have a subject and a note and a target. Coders are never lazy. We stick to MVP because over-engineering is the bane of time consumptions and production. I'm tired. I'm having trouble understanding the joke. That's a joke, right? I can't even tell. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. And I have a really wacky sense of humor. I don't always get it. Yeah, I'm sorry. My apologies. I'll give you good joke cred, even though I don't understand it. My brain is. It's Friday. I have like an hour to go for I'm done. Sorry. Okay, so taking not that, but oh, did I already lose where I was in player console? I think I did lose it. Just an excuse for being lazy. Any excuse I can get for being lazy, is good for me. That's not the right place. Where the heck is this? That's the login prompt. Oh, wait. There are different bodies depending if we're logged in or not, because I'm dumb. Here was the one. Was it here? Oh, wow, I was really lazy. I just made 2 divs and a button. All right, so it's not even a form? Let's just make it a form. Send new notice. I guess we'll make that a heading. Category. Actually, it's not category. What am I thinking? Target. Okay, it's going to call a prop here. Right. And this should also call a, well, no. We need to suppress the default and then, yeah. So, but this, okay, subject and note. Let me simplify this up a bit. Actually, you know what? This might be a good opportunity to do this a little bit better, because I was thinking 3 different functions, but really I could just do one, right? with an argument. So it would be arrow on change input target, right? And then that's subject, and then that is note. Actually, should just copy from there. And then on change input takes a field, or I guess we can call it input, and then we use the computed value, right? So that'll take like whatever field name was put there and change that state element. And then submit. So we need to get socket prop. That's fine. So opening notice ticket. And then we don't know the ID. And I really should copy this from the player, right? So that was on open ticket. This is what I want. To there, there's no this socket. So it's notice target subject and note. So it's just one prop, right? It's the socket. Okay, so to use it from the app here, where do I want to put it? Maybe at the bottom? No, let's put it above here. No, it was in mod tools, right? Yeah, mod right at the top of mod tools. So right below this new ticket form, get socket equals, actually it's the same thing as there. And then I need to import it. Oh, it did it for me. Only I like to do the JS for some reason, because I'm weird. And, okay, line 28 has a problem. Oh, I need the value. So I do need the event. Actually, let's do multiple selections here. There we go. All right. So here's a new notice. It's very ugly, the layout here, but let's try it out. So let's open a ticket for Ryan. Let's make sure Ryan was actually logged in. I think I was logged in as mundane. Yeah, I was. So let me get my password. Log in. Why is login taking so much? Connection reset. Oh, did I get banned again? I got banned. I got banned. There's some kind of problem where we're getting banned. Oh, maybe it's this. Maybe that's it. Bad certificate, and then it got banned. Okay, so that bad certificate is because I'm using a self-signed cert, and so and eventually Chrome just stops like allowing us to use it. So at least I think that's what it is. I'm guessing that's why it got banned, because it made too many connection attempts too quickly. Anyway, that should go away as soon as I start using real certificates and not these test ones. All right. So now that he's logged in here, when I open a notice ticket, so hey, you, I see you. Now it should create a ticket and he should see it. Oh, yep. So he was told about it. So if I were to do the same thing about mundane or skizzers, still here, skizzers? I see you too. Now it opens 6, but Raimu shouldn't see it. Nice. I see you. Okay, assignee shouldn't show up. Actually, assignee should be not a general field, right? And yeah, we'll keep reporter because we want to actually have mods allowed to do this too. Actually, maybe for this kind of ticket, assignee is always the reporter. It doesn't matter. I see you playing with scissors. Let's see, does the filter work? Nope, I broke it. Oh, that's because it doesn't have a reporter, right? Let's fix that. That was in ticket list. Reporter. Right, it could be not a, so it could not have any value. I guess we're just doing it this way. Ticket dot reporter and that. All right, so filter C. There you go. I see you too. Right, I got it, Mr. Balrog. You are exactly correct. So tickets will always have a type, but I just made a kind of ticket that might not have a reporter. Yep. So I'll need to go through this and clean this up, but I really just wanted to get the core functionality done today. So that's done. Let me check it in. So we add ability to send notices to players. Actually, before I hit that commit button, let me verify I can actually do something. So can the player respond to it? Nope. We're not allowed to add a note to ticket 5. I wonder if that's because I had to check we could only add a note if we reported it. So I need to add an exception to that. So if it's a notice and we're the target, we should be allowed to say it. Also, it's not printing the target. I'll have to think about some of these names here. So pretty sure that this is being blocked by the executor. Let me see. Let me double check. On update mod events note. Actually, no, it's allowing anyone to put a note on there. So it's actually too permissive. So where would it be getting blocked then? This one? On, oops. On update. No, it's on player ticket add note, right? Oh, I bet it is being added, but we're just not told about it. So the admin would have seen it. Ah, yeah, see? The admin saw it. It's just we didn't tell the player that it was added. Because the update is not also right. So that's another, I need to add another unit test for that. The update mod ticket is not sending it to the player. Just we didn't do the change to that. Too many windows open. Okay, so that's here. So that's somewhat similar to this, right? Actually, it's not. It's... Do I have it in there? Here we go. Change feedback. So it's like this one. Actually, let's put it next to it. It's target. Feedback to reporter or to target. Actually, I wonder if I should just reuse that field. Then I don't need to have a distinction between reporter. No, I can't. I want to use reporter eventually to be another moderator. Okay, so we might report it to both. So here we go. Add a new ticket. In this case, let's say it has a target. And they log in, and then they change it, because they can. There's nothing that stops them. Right? Not locked. They should get an update. And they probably won't right now. Nope, they don't get it. Okay, so let's fix that. That'd be similar to the add mod event executed, where I had this logic. That would also go on update mod event executed. So it's the same. It's this right here, right? It's only looking at reporter, but we also want to look at target. So if it's that and one of those two, then tell them about it. There we go. Is it? Oh, it's just reporter. And reporter, it could also be target. Why did I pull them out like that? I don't know. I'm misclicking all over the place. That's another sign that I'm tired, I guess. Reporter and target. Yay. Okay, so let's try again. Offline and back online again. Okay. I need to have that cleared when this is done. How come that doesn't show up? Oh, the initial ticket list doesn't work either. Okay, let's fix that. Player download ticket list is not right. So let's fix that. They should get not just the ones that they reported, but also the ones that they are targeted for. So let's make a third ticket here. Ticket 3 content, and we'll say target is Alex. And the other field will be hungry. True, because I'm hungry. And I can put whatever I want. Isn't it after lunch? Yes. I need to do something about this where I start at 10 a.m. and I stream for 4 hours, which means I really don't eat until 2 p.m. It's a problem. One idea that my wife had was to stream for 2 hours, take a lunch break, and then stream another 2 hours. But the problem with that is either I would have to show you guys a BRB lunch thing for half an hour, which is what Adam did. You could do that, but the other thing would be to break it up into 2 streams, but then I'd have to reassemble the streams for YouTube. So actually, that's probably what I want to do anyway, because it's kind of silly to update a VOD to YouTube and have like a half an hour lunch break. On that note, you're off for lunch? Okay. Enjoy your lunch, Crumpet. A short snack break. Yeah, that was another idea. Yeah, but it would be another one of those breaks in the middle that would break. See, I guess I just need to get better at exporting to at post-production and exporting to YouTube, cutting the breaks out, and then I wouldn't mind like taking a break and either stopping the stream or putting up a BRB thing. Need to figure that out. I'm not exactly a pro streamer. All right, so we added 3 tickets. Alex is the target of 1. He should get back 2 tickets. Ticket 1 and 3. And that ticket is where he's hungry and he's the target. Okay. Right, so only getting 1 ticket. So that is moderation. On Is it get my tickets? On get my tickets, here we go. Ah, so it's just the same kind of thing. So it's either they are the reporter or the target. It needs to have an or. Still not working. What did I do wrong? Misspell it? Only getting one ticket. I messed something up when I maybe did add. Oh, look, I did mess up. There we go. Okay. So third time's the charm. Now when we log back in after the cluster comes up, we should see ticket 5 in there. See, there it is. Ticket 5. Okay. And now when we add our own note, still there. We get our own note. And then if the admin says, yes. Evil grin. They should see that note. Okay, cool. And just kidding. Okay, thanks. Bye. Close and lock it. And then you should see it's closed and we cannot reopen it. Unless I unlock it and then they can reopen it. And say whatever. Thanks. Or jabated. And then close it. And then we can lock it again. Cool, I think it works. That filter is working too. Look at that. All right, so I think I'm happy with that. Going to check that in. That ability to send notices to players. So notices target players. So anyone matching the target field should be notified of ticket new and updated tickets. All right. That was a little ripple on that problem. All right, added a notice. I think I did all this stuff, right? Okay, so then last but not least, need to do some extra restrictions. So player requested ticket state changes. We can only close and open them. We can't change to any other state. All right, so let's make a ridiculous test. Or they try to change it to poggers or something. Okay, so it's like this one. Ticket state changed by a reporter, and the original one was doing what? Closing it? How about closed by? And then we'll say change state by a reporter invalid state. Poggers. That should end up very simply doing what? I shouldn't even allow it to be inserted into the journal at all, right? Or maybe we allow it, but it just doesn't get executed. Okay, so then that's a different test, right? Yeah, that's an executor test. Okay, so back up. I guess, oh, hold on. Just undo, right? So it's more an executor test thing. Right, so this successful state change, we'll do a We already have they're not allowed to close their own new player ticket. Or their own, they are allowed to close their own issue ticket, so it's similar to these, right? So let's do this. This is similar. Update mod event, player not allowed to set invalid state. Okay. They log in, we add a ticket, they try to say state pog champ, or poggers or whatever. And then it should be that the version didn't change not permitted. That's fine, we can do that. Run it. It will fail because it will be allowed, right? Oh, wait a minute. There was some other aspect to this test, right? Oh, maybe this is already handled. Let me look. Oh, okay. They're not allowed to do any changes to new player at all, so let's fix this. It's this. Let's take this ticket instead. This test ticket here. They should normally be allowed to change this kind of a ticket. A report issue ticket, right? Oh, thanks for the follow. Function key. Okay, so it doesn't pass. Great. So let's make it pass. So yeah, I think we want to do, if there's a who, that means they are a player, and then we should restrict the changes that they're allowed to make. So we're going to do a little bit more inside of this. I'll just keep it separate even though the return type is exactly the same. It will be if, and we can pull this out first. We can say if new state. Well, let's be very restrictive. So if the current state, right? If ticket, we can pull it out, right? Const auto current state. If current state is open, really I should have a more generic allowed transitions table, right? But I'm going to just keep it simple for now. And new state is not equal to closed. And then another condition that we check for is if it's closed and they don't try to open it. It's just not permitted. There we go. So those are the two, it's inverse of that. So these are the two we do allow. No, these are all the cases we don't. If it's open, then it has to be closed. If it's closed, it has to be open. Otherwise, you get an error. It didn't work. Okay, let's see why. It should go into there. Change has a who. Current state. New state PogChamp. Oh, okay, sorry. There's the third case, right? It's new. Mew! If it's new, they are not allowed to change it at all. Actually, I think I should invert this. So let's invert it. Not and, that's the wrong kind of not. Not and not. So those are the allowed transitions. if it doesn't fit one of them, then it will error, right? Yeah. Okay, let's run everything to make sure I didn't break anything. That was the restriction on changing the state. What's the next one? Limit the number that they can open and the rate that they can make changes. Okay, so that means I have to track two things, right? I have to track the number of tickets that are opened by any player. And then I have to track the I have to record the timestamp whenever they make any kind of change. And if we accumulate too many timestamps within a certain window of time, then we don't allow it. Would the executor be the right one to do this, though? No. I think it should be done by the leader of the cluster. The leader of the cluster has we actually have a breakage. The leader of the cluster has a non-persistent state that we can use. That is called player. Where is it? Did I put it under include? I think I might have. Player server context. Ephemeral information this one instance has on a player of the game. Yeah, so we're tracking already the number of times they have a bad password so that we can ask for a reCAPTCHA after a certain point. And we can also ban them if they try to log into it quickly. So this is probably the place to put it. I would have number of open tickets, and then I'd have a sliding window of timestamps of ticket change timestamps. So one thing at a time, I guess. Let us put in a limit for the number of tickets. Actually, I should check in that last change. So, executor, restrict state player ticket state transitions. I'm already thinking instead of that hard-coded if-else, that I will probably want to have a table that I can change later. Yeah, I just remembered I do have a hard stop for today's stream because I have an appointment at 2. I'm actually wondering if I should cut the stream short because these two require a bit of thinking to do right, and I'm having trouble thinking being very hungry, and I need to prepare for this appointment. Maybe I'll either do this after the stream or next stream. I really wanted to start the next week off on something new. I think what I'll do is I'll just do this off screen. What I was hoping to do next stream on next week is the email stuff, which would be a little bit of what I used to do. So you may or may not like this, but at the beginning of my stream I did a lot of protocol stuff from scratch. So, for example, I did don't save those. I did JSON, I did HTTP, I did hash functions, some AWS APIs, URI, UTF-8, WebSockets. So the next thing I wanted to get towards launch is to implement email. So that would be SMTP. So I might actually do that on Monday. And that would entail going to the actual RFC for it. Which I guess is 5321. And I would basically read this over the weekend enough to understand what the heck I should be doing. And I would be basically making a reusable component that implements this enough for what I need. What I need it for is sending emails. So I will be telling the server and I will be telling my server the host name and port number and other information for the SMTP server, and event on the real deployment it'll be the Amazon SES. But I'll probably pull down for testing some. I'll search. There's probably lots of SMTP servers you can download and run locally, and I'll have one to play around with locally, and I'll build up a component that talks to it. That's probably what I'll do on Monday. So yeah, I think I'll stop it for now and plan to do that on Monday. You don't need to write SMTP at all for SES? Yeah, but I kind of wanna. I want to use SMTP. That's why I'm crazy. So yeah, you could just do one API call to do the AWS. So I could do that, right? I have this AWS library I've been building up. And right now all it does is it signs API requests. Given things to sign and what region you're in and stuff like that. So I could extend this to do SCS API. But yeah, I kind of feel like doing SMTP because that's something I enjoy doing. So yeah, heads up, if that's not something you care about, then you don't need to tune in on Monday, I guess. But we'll see. I'll post what I'm actually going to be. I'm crazy? Yeah, I don't mind being crazy. I'm going to post what I'm going to be doing in my notes. So like for the today command, it went here. Actually, where did it go? So I'll be adding a 137 probably on Sunday, and it'll say what I'm actually going to be doing. And also in my Discord in the announcements section, I will be putting in a little note like 10, 15 minutes before I stream to announce what I'm going to be doing. When do I reach the game stuff? It will be whenever we get through all of these prerequisites. So a lot of these are off stream because I need to come up with a EULA privacy policy and some of this stuff. Other stuff I'll do on stream, like probably the mechanisms for this is for GDPR, and some of these are pretty short. Like I could probably do this in less than a day. So my estimation, probably another couple weeks. Let's make the target right now to be no later than April 1st. Be actually doing the game stuff. That'll mean I informally pushed the deadline twice now, because originally it was going to be February, then it was going to be March. Now I'm saying April. I hope that it doesn't get pushed to May. I'm almost ready to check that off. I hope to do this in a week or less. And then a lot of the stuff gets grouped together or done off stream. So yeah, I think that's probably safe to say April 1st. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Again, on Monday I'll probably be doing SMTP stuff or something related to the email system, and we'll getting closer to actually launching the platform and building a game on top. So I'm gonna go raid someone so I can go eat and get ready for my appointment. Who should we raid though? How about Luca? I don't think I've rated Luca before. He's got 50 viewers though. I kind of prefer rating someone who has a small number of viewers. You'll already say bye? You mean like you don't want to see what I'm doing on Monday, or you already said bye? Hmm. There are a lot of people streaming. It's kind of hard to pick one. Well, okay, we'll raid Luca. I've never raided her before. She appears to be working on authentication, which is stuff that I did recently. So sounds interesting to me. I need to watch an ad first to make sure she's still going though. Well, I guess in the meantime, I'll just get ready to type it in. Yep, she's still going. So we're gonna raid Luca. And have a good weekend, guys. I'll hopefully see some of you on Monday. In the meantime, stay safe and enjoy Luca. Ready to say bye-bye?